Welcome to the Up and Over podcast, where a bunch of marks discuss pro wrestling, where everything's a work and our opinions don't even matter.
Introducing first, the podcast host, sitting in his living room that looks like a guest bedroom. The one and only. This is Casey El Gordo Gringo.
Jerry the King Lawler's racist as fuck.
And next, introducing our local cowboy, the hog himself. This is Ethan Lewis. Up next, we have the Up and Over Tag Team Champions, World's Greatest Tag Team 2.0. This is Cortland and Pat.
Yo, real quick. I'm not watching another WWE event until Jerry Lawler is homeless and dead.
I'm Mike. Welcome to this week's episode. Let's just jump. Let's just get right into it.
We're just gonna end our setup right there, cause fuck it.
That's it. It's over. I tried and
Holy shit!
and
I
it was-
love it.
we blew it. I didn't even think we blew it. Jerry Lawler blew it. Thanks, fucking asshole. Fuck Jerry Lawler. Fuck Michael Cole. Fuck Hulk Hogan.
Michael Gang.
So we had some shit happen throughout this week so far. We've got fucking Cody Rhodes going through a flaming table.
Oh,
Beth Phoenix announced
Sunburnt Cody.
Beth Phoenix announced her retirement from commentary on NXT today. So Sunday will be her last day doing that.
Yeah.
Something got brought up at the beginning of the week, and I thought it was interesting, and then I got really irritated. The Guinness Book of World Records acknowledged both Randy Orton and Natalia Neidhart for their accolades on pay-per-views.
sick.
The one that I wanted
They said something about Natalia too. That's
yeah, so
cool,
the thing
man.
that I wanted to note though is that she on her Instagram post is like, thank you for recognizing this. 68 pay-per-views, 1,400 matches, and 500 wins throughout her entire career.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Pop quiz.
Damn.
How many championships has she won in that time frame?
One.
Oh, one really?
Three.
Three.
She's won the
I knew it
Diva
wasn't much.
Championship. She's a SmackDown Women's Champion, and then she's a Tag Team Champion. And just like for some particular reason, it irked my soul that like she's been in the business since like 2007, and she's been there for that long, and they were just like, "Fuck you," like
It's like you got jobbers and you have career journeymen.
Yeah, I mean, you got people like, dude, I can't wait to see the stats on Dolph Ziggler soon.
Oh
Because, like, he's getting up there, you know? And, like, once you look at those numbers,
Those are
that's just
those
gonna
are
be
unsung
steep.
heroes, man. Unsung heroes
Yeah.
that make everybody else look fucking awesome.
well, it's just always funny that
Yeah,
it's like you have
100%.
like your issues with Brett throughout the years. You have the horrific death of Owen, like, and then like everyone else has kind of had their problems in like the original Hart Foundation, but then you have Natty here who's been like the fucking just the anchor holding shit together for the women's division.
Straight up.
And they're like,
Draymond Green
you know
of
what'd be-
WWE.
they're like, it'd be really cool. Let's give Charlotte Flair 75 fucking title wins.
Well, I mean, I'm not the biggest Natalia fan, but, like, dude, credit where
But
credit is fucking due.
That's kind of where I'm at
Um,
with it, though. Is like at least
You
like
know? Just because it bores me sometimes to watch, like, her same match over and over again. And maybe it's just her, because, I mean, I can watch so many wrestlers that repeat the same cycle and the same shit, and I don't get bored. But for some reason, always watching her just felt like watching fucking paint dry. But it doesn't change the fact that, I mean, that's for her to still be out here and she's doing it up. She's a fucking workhorse for sure.
Yeah.
She deserves a Hall of Fame ballot as soon as that shit's opened up for her. And she does deserve that.
Mike. You have a rebuttal, Mike.
I do. I just Natalia bores the shit out of me as all. Hats off to her for again being somebody that people are like, oh yeah, it's just Natty. Like we could have a great match, but like I don't know. Is Barry Horowitz a Hall of Famer?
I feel that, but I don't doubt that they're eventually going to put her in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
No,
Especially if they can get
For
her
sure.
championship
For sure.
numbers up. Because it would only take them 3 months to get her 3 more title wins if they really did it right.
Yeah.
And then her stats are right where they should be, and no one's going to fucking notice the little blimp of Lil Greens in 2021 or 2022, you know?
Sure. Sure.
Is there anything else we wanted to cover for
Yeah.
current? I know we didn't have some people's last week, but
Somebody said that who was it? Somebody Junior said something about building a wrestling company, and he's talked to TV networks about it. Who was it? Frank something? Francis?
I know what you're talking about, but hold on.
I never caught a name. Well, you're looking that up, Ethan. The only thing I want to talk about
I
is
would look it up, but I'm currently using my phone.
Yeah, you're fine. The only thing that I really want to talk about is on Dynamite something happened this week, and everybody's going to talk about the flaming table spot with Cody and Andrade. That's a great spot. It looked great. Came off really well. What the fuck was with Cody Rhodes' back? Can we talk about that for a minute? That man had the flakiest back of all time.
Yeah.
Were they running
He
this?
tried to burn off a burn.
I found
Were they running this
person
spot
on.
before? Like, were they practicing this spot and it just cooked his back? Like,
I doubt it. I mean, I don't imagine you want to do
a table spot more than
a
once.
practice spot for a flaming table, you know?
It looked
I
fucking
mean,
great.
No deathmatch wrestler I've ever heard of has been like, hey, man, you know what we should do before I go through that barbed wire table?
We should try
Practice
it
going
once.
through a barbed wire table.
Yeah.
You
So-
don't want to do it twice.
looked it up real fast. It's Freddie Prinze Jr. is who you're thinking of.
Freddie Prinze
There it
Jr.
is.
I'll
He's-
say that shit.
There it
He's
is.
talked about it, but there also has been the note that like Jonathan Grisham from like ROH is working on his own promotion as well.
It's not a notion.
Yeah.
Like he
Well, no,
is.
I'm just like it's just like they're talked about it. There's not a lot out about it yet. Like there's like the name, and I think he's kind of starting talking about like wrestlers being signed to it. But
Didn't he put a video out, Mike?
He did an
Talking about it or
interview with Sean Ross Sapp. He was doing an
That's
interview
it.
and he was
Yep.
like, "Oh yeah, this is who we signed," but I never caught who it was. Terminus, the first event of that is January 16th, 2022 on a Sunday in Atlanta. And so hopefully we get some news about that, but it's like wrestling meets like shoot style grappling. I think it could be cool.
Yeah.
Could be super
Could be.
cool. Could be. We love John Gresham in his household though.
yes, we do.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out Jerry Lynn. He got into the Independent Wrestling Hall of Fame. Shout out him. God, I had the list earlier.
Yeah, it was
Dave
Dave
Shout out.
Prazak's in.
Dave
Yeah.
Prazak, Homicide.
Homicide.
Hey,
Dave Prazak is an unsung hero. Like, literally, when I think of all those old shows I used to watch, he commentated so many amazing matches in early ROH.
Mhm.
I'm glad he's coming back around. I'm trying to remember who else was in it. Was there one more?
I'm looking to see.
I think so.
Ruckus.
Ruckus. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely deserving. It's cool to see another Hall of Fame that's probably going to get way more credibility than WWE's Hall of Fame. It's exciting to see what they do with it and the people that they put in it over the years.
Yeah.
I'm super excited.
Yeah. Jerry Lynn is being inducted by Sean Waltman, better known as X-Pac. Homicide's being inducted by Chris Dickinson. I really wish that was Eddie Kingston inducting Homicide though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Sanjay Dutt will induct Ruckus, but nobody's been announced for Dave Prazak as of now.
I wonder.
Hey.
I wonder if Dave Prazak's being inducted by Punk.
You think?
Truthfully, they were so close. They were such close friends and shit back in the day. And they put question mark like it's gonna stay unannounced. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's like, who would that be? Why would you keep that a secret? I don't know.
Sure.
And,
It just feels like it would be a big name, you know?
I mean, that makes sense though to keep it kind of a secret. Then it's like you've got to be there to see it type of a thing. So
Yeah. I mean, I personally thought Punk would be potentially in it. I mean, I'm sure he will one day, but then at the same time, you know, that would be a nice surprise.
It's just
to have.
super cool to me that we're like finally getting a non-promotion professional wrestling Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah.
like a promotionless. Like I just think it's cool.
Because there's so many people like fucking Tracy Smothers and I mean Jerry Lynn and all these guys who did so much for all these wrestlers who are now what we know what on TV and superstars, that never are gonna get.
Like there's people. Yeah, there's people like Gangrel who has been in the independent circuit since before he was in WWE and then after, and he's worked with so many people in every organization, and there's nothing but nice things to say about the guy. I mean, he's still doing it. He wrestles in front of 20 people in a middle school or high school arena, or he'll fucking be a surprise entrant for some random company, and it's the biggest draw that they get, and it's because this man is still doing flawless DDTs and spitting blood at people and being weird. You know, why wouldn't you get that guy the Hall of Fame?
Still got the gimmick.
I mean, the two guys that he's most known for being around, obviously, the Brood is Edge and Christian, and he gave them the rub, and look at both of their careers. For 2021 now, the dude deserves every accolade that he can be given.
Yep.
Big facts. I agree.
Well, hell yeah. Y'all ready to jump into Judgment Day 2003?
Let's do it, bud. Judgment Day 2003.
I don't even want to say it.
Go ahead.
Dude, as horrible as this pay-per-view is, I loved every second of it.
I just
I cannot wait.
know because just look at every time I look over a Pat. Every time I look over Pat, I'm like, he just woke up and chose violence today, so we're gonna get some quality shit for him not being here last week.
Some energy.
Oh, bud.
I missed you guys last week, man. For real.
Dude, it was cool.
Glad you're
We
home.
missed you and
Glad you're
Ethan
home.
for sure.
We tried to
Hope
hold
you
the
guys
fort
had
down.
a nice holiday and everything. You know,
Oh,
hope
sure,
the holidays were straight.
Mhm.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Give me some pussy.
Yeah, Pat.
All right, yeah.
Wait. Casey, correct me if I'm wrong. This is the first podcast that we're gonna have ads on, right?
Not yet.
Okay,
I'm
well,
still-
at least we're fucking
I'm
up there
still
yet.
working on it with Anchor, but we're getting there. I checked it a little bit
Pat
ago.
was
And it's
about
not,
to-
yeah, just
That was about to hose us immediately.
That would have been a great spot to just cut and welcome to Applebee's.
right. It's over for it.
So we start off.
You done there.
We start off with the creepiest fucking combination of weird cryptid shit with Rey Mysterio getting used as a baseball bat as our opening fucking little promo package.
Yeah.
And I loved the imagery in it. All of the non-WWE shit. I was like, this is kind of creepy. And I was like, this is
somebody got
this
hung at
shit.
the end of it. It was very sick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, let's
Portland,
jump
where
into
are
it.
we
Is
for
it the Charlotte Coliseum, Charlotte, North Carolina?
North
It's
Carolina.
the
Formerly known.
yeah.
It's the Bojangles.
Bojangles Coliseum now.
Goddamn right.
This is the 5th Judgment Day for WWE, and it's also the last non-Big Four brand, dual brand pay-per-view. So pay-per-views from here on out, you're not going to see the likes of Eddie Guerrero or, flawless tag matches. You're going to get Kane and RVD.
And La Resistance.
Hey, fuck off. I remember them whooping. Yeah, dude, I don't know what that is, Pat. I have no idea what that dance is. I still to this day am like, he's just holding two pastries in my mind. You know what I mean? That's
They're
all it is.
baguettes.
Oh, that's true.
He's got croissant and he dances.
I've got that croissant for you. But okay. The opening promo fucking rocked.
It was awesome.
It did. This pay-per-view, by the way, got a buy rate of 317,000.
God almighty.
Duckets.
The attendance for this event is roughly 13,000 people, which is expected for the Bojangles Coliseum. And on Heat, which is the new TNN, Theodore Long and Jazz do a promo that I had to write down because it's just hilarious. He just goes into, this is blatant haterism, and you're pretty smart for a white girl. Just, dude, it's fucking awesome.
Teddy Long is a goat, bro.
Yeah. Theodore, It's Hurricane.
Yeah, we're not
versus
talking. We're not
Steven
calling him
Richards.
Teddy yet. We're still at Theodore.
Yeah, it's
Let's
Theodore.
respect
It's
him.
Theodore.
Theodore.
Oh, yeah.
It's Theodore.
He'll correct
respect
you on
him,
it too.
Damn straight.
We get Hurricane versus Steven Richards on Heat. Hurricane lands Shining Wizard for the W.
Under
JR
3
shouts out the
minutes.
great Muda during that match, which is pretty cool.
Under
what?
3 minutes. That match lasted like 2 minutes 57 seconds. Bell
And
to bell,
Heat
they were
was an hour
flying.
long. I want you to think
Yeah.
about that. That one match. 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's fucking
Letting her eat,
miserable.
boy.
Fucking great. Love it. That's why Velocity was better. It was one of my favorite opener promos, like y'all said. Super old school. You got like the creepy ass children, like Nightmare on Elm Street, like fucking. Now I lay me down and sleep. You know,
It
all
was
that
sick.
good shit. You get nooses swinging. Big Show swinging Ray.
I bet King
You know,
was
just
the nooses.
everything's swinging. I mean, King is definitely excited.
Nooses. Bro.
Yeah. Judgment Day is upon us. God have mercy on their souls.
Oh, Big
Good
Show
shit.
swinging Ray.
Oh,
Oh, God.
well, and
Was that last week that we discussed that at Backlash? So y'all
Big
weren't
Show-
here for it. We fully
Big Show
dove
Barry
into
Bonds
that
that man.
shit.
Big Show Barry Bonds that motherfucker, bro.
Oh, dude, it was sick. Yeah.
Oh,
I had
man.
an epiphany in the group chat. I was like, wait a minute, is this match? And Cortland just said, yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Goddamn right it is.
That was it.
Is it?
Oh,
Yep.
man. I can't breathe.
And we get that cool outro of the opener. It's like the "and now Raw and
And
SmackDown
now.
brings you Judgment Day." You know,
Yep.
super cool shit. I love that voiceover work. JR and King welcome us before sitting us to Cole and Taz for the SmackDown announced team. And Stone Cold glass shatters and the crowd loses their mind.
Oh, my God.
I think it's a cool
Goes
way
Nuts.
to open a pay-per-view sometimes. Not all the time. You know, I don't particularly want Dynamite or Rampage to open with CM Punk walking down saying nothing and then fucking turning around and going to commentary. I don't really enjoy burning 3 minutes of fucking prime time television. However, this crowd loses its mind, and I think it's just simply because it's the South. It's North Carolina, and he immediately is just like, I feel like there's some drunken rednecks here, you know.
real rednecks
in this crowd
tonight.
What?
Everyone's pumped. He says he's going to go hang out in Redneck Heaven,
Heaven.
which is the Skybox.
The press box at Bojangles Coliseum is redneck heaven. You ever wonder?
And we've been in that
We
box,
should
baby, and
we
it's
should buy
fun.
the skybox next time we're in town. We should just
Got
get in the
you.
press box.
Got you.
Let's do it.
I was
Do a
in
pod
the,
from the press
I was in the Skybox in Phoenix for Monday Night Rollins.
Yeah.
His like gauntlet, and that was one of the coolest. That's why I'm a Seth Rollins mark, because watching him pull out that shit, I was done after that.
In the breast box.
Yeah.
Stone Cold.
He Stone
Yeah.
Cold ends up cracking a beer with Taz, who ends up soaked from the cheersing of the beers.
Mhm.
And I
Yeah.
audibly popped at that because the thought of
laughed
Taz
so
having
hard,
to
dude.
sit for another 3 hours in a beer-soaked suit, like a beer-soaked blazer, good shit.
It's great.
That was like one of the funniest things Stone Cold used to do when he just used to like overdo the
Artist-
cheers.
He does it
It's like-
later too, and I literally wrote down, I was like, "Why so goddamn aggressive, Steve? Like Jesus Christ, he's
You know that's gotta
crazy."
hurt
I mean,
someone's hand. Like, how many times do you think he's like cracked knuckles like this? Fucking dude, that shit hurts.
His hand's fucking calloused from it. He doesn't care.
Yeah. Well, the opening match, it's not what you'd expect. It goes for just shy of 4 minutes. It's John Cena and the FBI, Chuck Palumbo and Stamboli.
I got the rap, bro.
Oh
It's an
no!
awful rap.
No. I have one line. I would like to
Let's-
read
I have
one
the
line
entire
from the rap.
Yeah.
I would like to read.
Let's all hit a line. Let's all hit a line because I
I
got
would
one
like-
down too.
Firstly, let's get this out here. It's John Cena and the FBI, Chuck Palumbo and Johnny Stamboli with Nunzio versus Chris Benoit, Rhino, and Spanky in a 6-man tag match.
Brian Spanky Kendrick.
Oh man,
Pat, what line do you have?
He's the whole rap.
I have the entire rap.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go with
I'm gonna start it off.
I'm gonna go with the ending.
Okay. All right. I'll start it off. This is Thugonomics, but tonight I'm baptized. and now I got family ties with the FBI.
FBI.
It's so hard, bro.
The toughest shit he said was at the end. I changed my name to.
He fucked up, man. I don't think you should say black eyes on microphone because it sounds like you're saying black eyes no matter how you try to do it.
Yeah. And
in front of a North Carolina crowd, this man said 2 for 1 black guys, and I don't really.
Pat, none of us can laugh at this. This is your joke. This is yours. We can't laugh. We're pieces of shit for it. Ethan, what line do you have, bud? I'm curious.
Oh, it was following that one up. Like a mafia movie. We have you cheering the bad guys.
Yes.
It's good shit. That's good shit. The one that I chose to one that I chose to write down, the rest of the fucking rap doesn't make any it doesn't matter. I changed my name to Corleone like a Godfather flick. Your girl likes Italian sausage because she swallowed my.
He was awesome, bro. It's so
the only thing in the entire rap I wrote down was did Cena end every rap with dick?
Always, yeah, some kind of penis innuendo.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, hold on. You guys didn't catch this? Bro says, so don't mess with Nunzio, Palumbo, or Stamboli. You'll be sleeping with the fishes, getting stuffed like ravioli.
Yeah. John Cena. I would die for John Cena like this again, man. It's good shit. It's good.
I just want to see camera footage of him sitting down and writing this shit backstage.
I think he was winging it, dude. I honest to God think he's just a crazy man.
You don't think that he's getting fed lines by people in the back as well?
You think he's coming up? You think somebody's feeding him the Corleone line? No way. He's like, how can I make a dick joke? That's how I'm doing it. Like, that's all he cares about. That's it.
Dude, I swear for the last 3 pay-per-views we've done, every rap that John Cena has done has ended with the word dick. Every single time.
Penis innuendos at the end.
That's what I'm saying. I had to physically write this shit down because I was like, am I losing my mind or is he purposely saying dick at the end?
Do you remember the one he did about Rhino? And he's like, he rocks a horn on his head. I rock a horn in my pants. Y'all not remember that one?
I wonder if we can find a compilation.
God damn it!
And then he did his hand and then put it down there in his shorts.
Yes,
what the fuck is
that's
going
good
on?
Shit. All John Cena thugonomic. Oh no, John Cena raps.
Somehow we've now talked about this match longer than it actually went on for, and all we talked about is the fucking Cena rap. So
yeah. Chuck Palumbo wrestling with a cigar in his mouth is my favorite part of this.
Just fucking A1 shit.
There's high Germans from Benoit to everyone after Spanky gets his ass whooped for the first 2 minutes and 40 seconds of this match. Rhino never tags in, but he does gore Nunzio when he tries to break in. Spanky tags himself back in after a diving headbutt from Benoit to Palumbo. Spanky attempts sliced bread too, but is reversed into the kiss of death by Chuck and Stamboli, which is a backbreaker leg drop combination. And that's your finish, 3 minutes, 58 seconds. I gave it a star and 3/4. Didn't really get off the ground. Didn't do me a whole lot. Shout out Benoit. Spanky can get beat up, and he had a hell of a shiner. He got shined.
He got landed. His whole face got landed.
He got his ass whipped for the entirety of this fucking match.
Yeah. This match was like 45 minutes to that.
You saw Rhino come out. You saw Rhino miss a gore, and then you saw him hit a gore, and that was all that Rhino did for the entire goddamn match. He just watched this poor son of a bitch get beat up whilst a grown man had a cigar in his mouth.
It was sick. Pat, what'd you give it?
I gave it 2 stars. 2 even. Literally because of the Chuck Palumbo cigar spot where he fucking goes to pin him. 2 count, fucking throws a cigar on him. That shit, I literally lost lost it. It was so awesome. It's so cool, dude. And then and Chris Benoit came in like a bat out of hell with the German suplexes, man. But that was the only two things that really drew me about this match.
Yep.
Casey, what'd you go?
I gave it 2. We have another episode of weird shit Michael Cole says.
Oh my God.
He says,
I knew you
Go
had
ahead.
I'm a shoelace and I know all about rapping.
You did say
Yeah,
that.
and
I didn't
then
know. I don't know
Taz
what
doubles
the fuck-
down
And
as like, if you're a
Taz just goes, a shoelace. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
fuck
The,
Michael Cole.
Another thing Michael Cole said on the fuck Michael Cole train.
I mean,
He gets mad at Taz. He's like, what the fuck did he say? I didn't write it down. He gets mad at Taz. He's like, I'm mad at the fact that Stone Cold hands you a beer, you take 2 sips, and you're out here half drunk.
Oh, he fucking he got mad at him for spilling the beer. He was like, because he was like, Taz is
Man gives you a
fucking.
beer, you better drink it.
Yeah, he was like,
He's like,
what
he
the
gave you
fuck?
the beer and you wasted it.
You wasted it, and then he's like, because Taz is fucking just out of his fucking mind from the start of this, and so he's just getting mad at him. He's like, "You're fucking hammered, and we barely even started this 2-second match." But yeah, I mean, like, it's just one of those ones where like this is kind of like the beginning of how, like I had said before we had started. I just feel like this match and a couple of other matches, it was like, how fast can we get through these?
Yeah. I agree, because
Yeah,
I'll
sure.
admit, whenever I first saw this card, this was honestly one of the matches I was like, dang, if that got time, that'd be really fun. And then they ran it, and it was fun for what it was. I mean, Kendrick got his ass beat, then Benoit got the hot tag, and it's good, but it's like, damn, it could have been a lot more.
those 6 guys needed way more time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. What'd you go, Ethan?
I'm gonna lower it a little bit. I'm 2 and a quarter.
No, you're fucking
I was
soft.
2.5. But I'm not soft. It was 3 minutes and 50. Whenever y'all read the time to me, I was like, "There's no way I'm giving a match that was under 4 minutes to more than 2.25 stars."
That's
I
fair.
enjoyed it. I went 2.5. I thought it was awesome for what it was. They did
Okay.
everything that they needed to do with every second that they had.
Yep,
I thought it was
they
fucking
did.
great.
Hell yeah, boys. Well, next up we get Stone Cold and
Getting ready to
he's
eat
in
a hot dog with
redneck
ketchup.
heaven. Yeah, what a fucking.
Do you got mustard?
He convinces. What'd you say?
He's like, she puts ketchup on him. He's just like, you got mustard? And then she's like, yeah. And he's like,
Yeah.
that's fucking fine. I'll just eat it like that.
Dude, that girl is super thirsty. I don't know if you guys noticed.
Yeah, she's just like.
She was
The whole time.
She's
In
just
every
like,
every segment, she's like,
Anything you want, Daddy. Whoa.
What?
Well, yeah, he convinces Bischoff to eat the hot dog and tells him to wash it down with a beer. Eric says he only drinks out of glass, and Austin cheers him out of a red Solo cup, and of course,
why so goddamn aggressive, Steve? There it is.
Because he likes
just
to
smacks the
party.
shit. Red Solo cup, dude.
There it
Solo cup.
was.
There's
Yeah.
literally no way.
Bischoff said that everything was 50-50.
Solo cup.
Yeah.
He said everything was 50-50, and that's why he gave him the hot dog.
Yeah, because this is the beginning of their co-manager on Raw.
GM,
Or
shit.
co-GM,
I
whatever.
really wish watching that, because I forgot how that sequence went. I really thought that Stone Cold was gonna bite half that hot dog and then fucking hand out.
God, that was so sick.
That would
He
have been
just
funnier.
fucking downs half a hot dog, glizzy down the throat, bro.
Lizzie Champ over
Fucking
here.
Glizzy Goblin had Stone Cold.
Oh man.
We get a quick shot of the Carolina Panthers roster. They're showing off their event T-shirts.
Anybody know any of those players?
Nope.
I'm sure Julius Peppers was in there, but I could never point that dude out in a crowd.
Well, yeah. Back to JR and King, we go for the Raw side. Like Mike said, they flashed Carolina Panthers and La Resistance versus.
Bet some of your Saints players know what Julius Peppers looks like.
That's kind of crazy that you talk as much as you do. That's pretty crazy that you talk as much as you do.
Oh man, oh man.
Oh man! So we get La Resistance versus Test and Scott Steiner. La Resistance cuts a promo about America hating the French. Saw that coming.
This is post 9/11 patriotic America that they're cutting a promo.
I want to say that this is
in the Southeast. Like, this is fucking. We
This
got
is-
guns. We
Do
love
y'all-
our fucking flag, buddy.
Do y'all realize what
dude.
this all stemmed from?
No.
Oh, Scott Steiner saying
Steiner
something.
and
Oh.
Scott Steiner and Chris Nowinski in a
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
segment talking about I don't even know, but just the fact that 2 months later, this was like a month ago, they did this shit, and now it's on pay-per-view, and they're still going. This is just terrible.
Scott Steiner said something on the lines of like, if you don't like it, you can go. He's like, you're like this. He's like, or you're French. He's like, I don't know which one's worse. And it stemmed from that. But like,
imagine being French and taking that much insult from a guy like Scott Steiner. Like, just imagine. Like, I don't care if Scott Steiner said it. You're still taking the L for being offended by Scott Steiner talk.
wait, we've got La Resistance and Test and Scott Steiner
With Stacy Keibler.
We gotta mention Stacy.
Dude.
I will say that the Scott Steiner and Test music mix,
It was hard.
that shit is hard.
That
Dude.
shit-
That
it
shit
was
is
pretty fucking
good.
good.
I also like the fact.
Oh, okay. Hard.
I also
I feel
liked
that.
the fact that like, because it's like they have this tension and like Stacy's trying to make it work for them, like storyline wise, and Tess is like pissed as fuck walking down because it's not actually his music playing. Like the storytelling given to who this is involving is actually really good. It's just unfortunately
Test
Tess
can
and
make
fucking
you
Steiner.
hate him.
Yeah, for real.
Test is one of
Yeah.
the best at making you hate him. Like, I still hate him as a 26-year-old man. You know what I mean? Like, dude, this is
You
a
hate
test.
a dead
I'm
guy?
doing Test.
Rip Andrew.
You're airing this
what
out
are
on
they
the
doing this
podcast.
Do what?
You're airing out that you hate a dead man on the podcast. Not just a dead guy that doesn't even know that you existed. But Michael Cole, fuck that guy. And like when he dies, I'm still gonna rap it out, so who gives a shit, right?
I literally was back on day 2.
One of
Holy
the first things I said in
shit.
the first episode was fuck Jerry Lawler. Death on him.
Yeah.
I take that back now. I'm a responsible citizen to society.
Yeah,
Jesus
it's
Christ. How long is this fucking atrocity of a match?
I love
This match is 6 minutes and 20 seconds too long, aka
Cut
it's 6 minutes and 20
Cut
seconds.
this shit in half and give half of that time to that fucking trios match.
Exactly.
I love it. I thought it was great. I went 4.5.
No, of course.
Okay, well, this is the last time
Mike,
Mike's
I
on
won't
this
even-
podcast.
I didn't even put stars beside
I'm
it.
fucking kidding, y'all.
You know what I'm gonna do? I got a groundbreaking rating for you. 41.5. You know why?
In the
You know
Tokyo
what?
Dome.
Yo, I know
Jim
exactly
Ross.
why. I had to read
Jim
that.
Ross.
Jim Ross.
41.5 inches long, I've heard.
Oh,
Talking about Stacy's leg.
I got Stacy Keibler's leg.
You know
That nasty dog. That dirty dog.
all right,
You know what?
all
I
right. Let's
swear
cover this
to
real
y'all.
quick.
I will say,
41.5.
horny JR is the weirdest fucking thing
It's
I have to listen to.
uncomfortable. Yeah.
Buddy. But,
Test and
listen.
Scott Steiner have really bad chemistry throughout this.
Awful.
Stacy's acting as the glue, holding them together. There's a really weird sequence where Test and La Resistance seem to be on different pages. And it was like going for a big boot. He eats a big boot and then just still beats the shit out of him. Pump handle slam. Like, it's just a weird segment or like
Yeah,
situation.
it feels
there.
like you're like playing like an early SmackDown game. Like no matter the finisher you lay, he just stands right the fuck back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, fucking sell me something.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
was a part in the match.
Sylvain Grenier ducks Test Big Boot, which inadvertently takes Big Papa Pump out. The French duo capitalize and take out Test, then hit a flapjack on Steiner for the pinfall victory. I will go
The
first
bullshit
because
flapjack. It's a double A spine buster.
That was the thing, is that it wasn't a flapjack.
it's not. It's
And
like
that was-
up and down.
And I also was
Yeah,
just
it's
like,
up and then to your back. The flapjack is to your face.
Your
yeah.
tummy.
I'm
It's a
also just
flapjack.
like, it's the most. I was like, that was the finish. Like that was,
Yeah.
their,
That was their
finisher?
finisher.
I was
That was
like, that
the
was.
finisher.
I was like, that's the most unimpressive.
That's what they ran with. They won tag gold for that shit, dude.
Yeah.
I went 2 stars on it because I just thought it was fucking comical. I enjoyed it. I told y'all, motherfuckers.
So here's
Yeah.
the little pieces. I give it 2 stars as well. And here's why. Because
Jones,
Scott
too.
Steiner, the camera zooms in on him as he clearly tells a fan to fuck off. Like, right there, dude. It's fucking awesome. I was like, God, this guy, like, he's a child. And then where he catches Stacy is a funny spot. And then the storytelling of him taking the spot, taking the finish, Stacy trying to check on him, Tess coming up, pulling her turning around, doing it again, and him grabbing her a second time and pulling her. You know it's going to continue.
Left Freakzilla in the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, just leave him in the ring. And it told the story that it needed to get it to this next spot. I could have gone with giving, like Ethan said, 3 minutes of this to the first match.
Sure.
And let this be a 3-minute squash match. Because La Resistance, it would look fucking great on them at the time to kill both of them in no time. But it doesn't really hurt them that much because Stacy is a distraction. Yeah. Their problems with each other is a distraction.
Yeah.
You can
Hammer it home, Cortland. Hammer it home.
You can do anything you fucking want with this in like 3 minutes flat.
Yeah.
And it would have told the same exact story.
And
Ethan is popping at the seams.
They've told this story over and over. I'm popping at the seams. Because here's the deal.
Because you're watching the SmackDown.
Yes, I missed Backlash last week, right? I missed last week. So I'm still on the likes. Raw and SmackDown right before Backlash. This story hasn't progressed any. They're in the same spot they were a fucking month ago. Why is this on a goddamn pay-per-view? 1.25 stars, and that's generous. Fuck these motherfuckers.
Pat?
Yo, Ethan, I love you, bro. I miss you so much.
I love you, buddy.
This is fucked.
All right.
I do like Renee Dupree.
I gave it 1 3/4, 1.75 stars. I didn't feel like I was watching a match. I kind of felt like I was just watching all this happen.
A simulation.
There's some random shit going on in front
I
of me.
I honestly think Cortland's like description of it being just like a random like Raw versus SmackDown video game is probably the best.
Like a video game.
Yeah.
There was
a random on the Choose Tornado tag team, and that was it.
Yeah, I got a couple notes. There was a part where like I thought like these motherfuckers were about to actually start fighting for real. Fucking La Resistance hit an Irish whip on Tess. They bend over to a backdrop. Tess stops, kicks Sylvain Grenier directly in the fucking eye, toe to the eye. Sylvain pops up, bounces off the ropes, turns around, and just hooks Tess like fucking bing, just like fucking bings his shit. Then Scott Steiner walks up behind Sylvain Grenier and literally picks him up and drops him on his head and walks away. And I was like, oh.
Damn. If I'd have noticed this, I might have gave it 0.5 star more.
Like that shit was crazy. I noticed that shit.
Something compelling about these motherfuckers.
Other than that, I mean, my other note is Nick Patrick is easily the worst referee ever.
That was my
Fuck Nick Patrick.
That was
No way.
note in this whole thing. It was
everything happened.
It was so noticeably bad that even JR was like, "What the fuck is Nick Patrick doing?" Like, he was like, it was so bad that the commentators literally were like, "I don't even know what the fuck the ref is doing in this." It was that bad. Also, this was, as they mentioned it, La Resistance's pay-per-view debut.
Oh yeah.
So
they should have squashed them motherfuckers.
I mean, it was not good. It was not good. It gets 1.5 stars.
Hell yeah.
But I just feel like you could have reversed the first 3 matches. Like, why not put Scott Steiner and Test in the FBI and John Cena match and put Benoit and Rhino in the match with La Resistance? Like, why couldn't you make that a possibility? You know,
either
stories can easily.
Yeah, either mix.
Like, I know that it's Raw and SmackDown. I know it's like dual branded, but like when you look at this, like, why wouldn't you think that those matches are the better option?
Yeah, and my thing is this: La Resistance. Is that how you say it? Resistance.
Yeah, Resistance.
Whatever. I give the fuck resistance, whatever. I don't know how to read this bullshit with all these apostrophes and shit. Anyway, here's the thing here. Here's this right here. You all right, Michael John? If this was a squash, you could have had a 7 or 8 minute motherfucking spot fest. What is everybody laughing at me for, man? Y'all was,
It's the fucking resistance. It's just the goddamn resistance.
I don't know. They put these apostrophes on words and shit. I don't read that shit.
What is it?
I look at letters.
I gotta mute, dude.
So anyway, my point is, you could have laid out this card so much better. Give that trios match 3 or 4 more minutes, 7 or 8 minutes.
Make it stupid. I got
Run
you.
its course. Let the squash be the cool down match. You could have done this so much better. Instead, we start with 2 fucking duds.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Facts.
That's fair. Did everybody give their ratings?
Yes.
Yep. Great. Then we get Mr. America showing backstage, shaking hands, saying hello to people. The Hurricane
hey,
Mr. America.
Hey,
They have a good comedy spot in the back. That's all I'm gonna say about it.
look,
I'm gonna come out of
Pat,
it.
Pat, you're gonna waste time on this fucking segment, Pat.
what's up with that?
You're gonna fucking waste time on this.
See, I
This is
didn't
what-
know who
Wait a
Mr.
minute.
America was
Pat.
because I thought it was Hulk Hogan. But why would the first thing Hulk Hogan do when he walked in the building be to shake a black dude's hand?
All right, Pat. We need to move on. We need to move on. Pat, you're gonna get us in trouble. Pat, we gotta get the fuck out of here, Pat.
Oh man, oh man.
I think you broke Casey.
That man looked like he went underwater, bro. You all right?
Oh fuck! I almost passed out again.
All right, we get Josh Matthews interviewing Eddie Guerrero. Team Angle says, dude, I feel like he's been clowned. This is like the first time I've seen him taken seriously. Thank God Eddie Guerrero's around. Team Angle essentially said that Eddie Guerrero can either accept a handicap match or forfeit their match tonight. Eddie says that he forgot option C, and that was for Eddie Guerrero to find a replacement partner for Chavo. He will be teaming with Tajiri.
Tajiri-san.
No,
Son,
I
yeah.
said it in
That's
like
in
the
my
Royal
notes.
Rumble podcast. Tajiri fucking rules in the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does, man.
Mm-hmm.
Kills it.
I would never
He
want to
definitely
get kicked
deserved
by
this
him.
No, he's a buzzsaw, buddy.
The
The Japanese
buzzsaw,
buzzsaw.
man.
I'm just like, there's like certain things where you're like, that kind of seems like a work, or like maybe that won't hurt as bad. Like, there's like unquestionably a kick from that motherfucker must suck so goddamn bad.
Yeah.
I just
Like,
think
Take
about
one of those.
I just think about all the times like I've heard that Tajiri speaks perfect English, but he never spoke it. Like he
Oh,
would
it's
always
the
tell people he
fucking
doesn't
greatest.
speak English. It's my
I love
favorite
that.
thing. It's fucking great. It's good shit.
I would
There's like
do that.
this. There's like the story where like he was traveling, like he used to be traveling buddies with John Cena, and like he would only ever say fucking like Burger King, and everything else would be in Japanese, but he'd always want to stop at a Burger King, and like John Cena like snapped one day, and like he just ended up speaking perfect fucking English to him, and he was just like, this whole fucking time. Like,
Well, let's get into the next match, bud.
All right, man. Well, this is the ladder match for the WWE Tag Team Championships. Chavo was gone, dealing with biceps injuries. But it's Team Angle versus Eddie Guerrero and Tajiri, like you said. The champs are out first, which Casey and I fucking hate.
this, I will say, this is an exception because it's a ladder match.
You gotta put the belt
Oh,
up.
If the
that
belts
is
are,
the
if it's a ladder match and the belts are already up, that's the only time I'm okay with it because it doesn't matter. But like, if belts are present, you go last. That's how this works.
Fair enough. I already lost my place. Tajiri worked early, but Team Angle got the better of him and pulls out the first ladder. Tajiri overshoots a dive. Eddie falls and Shelton sidesteps, which I thought was a really cool spot. There's a double drop kick from Eddie and Tajiri to Haas's groin using both ends of the ladder.
Cool spot.
It's a really cool spot. Another ladder was brought in, and Haas is sandwiched as Eddie does his signature slingshot helo, which is a really cool spot. I really enjoyed Tajiri selling Eddie's pain in this spot. Like he had the momentum. There's two ladders in the ring. He could easily grab one, start climbing, but instead he's selling checking on his partner.
Yeah.
And then you get Eddie like pointing up, being like, "Go, go, go," and he's like, "I'm gonna go. Are you okay?" And it's a really cool like touch that he didn't have to do, and I'm sure wasn't even spoken about, but you love to see it. Shelton stops Tajiri from climbing this ladder after like a minute of him trying. Eddie drop kicks Shelton off of the ladder, and Eddie sets the ladder up in the corner, but Shelton reverses an Irish whip and power bombs him in the cornered ladder, which looked awful. That just hurts. Tajiri shines for a bit working. Do what?
Not the worst spot of the night, though.
No, definitely not. Tajiri shines for a bit working team angle, but catches a ladder to the back while holding Haas in a tarantula, which I thought was a really cool spot. Eddie getting worked. Yeah, he got fucking smacked in the back of the head. Eddie getting worked, and he's selling the fact that team angle's not mat-based wrestlers, which I really like as well. Like them not really knowing what to do with a ladder match. Especially Charlie Haas. I mean, we see what Shelton Benjamin has done at Money in the Banks and stuff later on.
Yeah, that man fully transcended his career.
Goddamn right.
Yeah.
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 They still slow Eddie down, but Eddie gets the upper hand, elbowing Shelton off the ladder. He lands a frog splash. There's huge Eddie chants in the ring. Go figure. This is a super Eddie spot kind of a match. Eddie starts to climb again. Charlie's close behind, but Tajiri climbs up the other side, and he missed Charlie between the rungs of the ladder to the other side. And there you have it. Eddie Guerrero and Tajiri are your WWE Tag Team Champions. And it's a huge surprise. This is match of the night.
Yeah.
For sure.
This is
by a long shot.
Long shot, dude.
I think it did a really good story. I think it was a huge surprise for Charlotte and everyone. Like, no one expected the first time tag team to be in a ladder match at a pay-per-view in such a huge spot with that much time, and they come away with it. It's really cool. I gave this match 4 stars.
Ooh, you liked it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Eddie
everyone
Guerrero
kept saying 3 3/4, and I'm like, well, why the fuck isn't it good enough for 4? Because they beat their fucking bodies up, and I feel like this ladder match is super slept on when it comes to tag team ladder matches.
Oh, yeah.
Eddie Guerrero lost his goddamn mind in this match.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
This man was like, fuck it, I'm just going to try to kill myself in here. It's going to be so sick.
The sunset power bomb from the top of the ladder is insane.
I thought he killed Charlie Haas. Charlie's head just like cracks off the canvas and you just see his eyes get glossy. I was like, oh, he definitely hurt that motherfucker. Like, that sucks. The frog splash off the ladder. The helo off, like, you know, from the ropes into like the sandwich of Charlie Haas, the sunset power bomb. Dude, Team Angle fucking rule. They're crushing it at this time. Best match on the card. Hats off to all 4 guys. 3.5. Oh, I hurt Cortland's feelings. Cortland looked at Pat like, this motherfucker just said 3.5.
Nah, because I'm in the face.
Yeah, there you go.
Go ahead, Pat.
I got 4 stars. I fucking love this match, dude. It was awesome. It's funny, dude. I went to take a lot of notes for this match because I was just like, I'm gonna fucking sit here. I'm gonna fucking write so many notes. Didn't get anything because I was just sitting there glued to
so
the
focused.
TV, you know? Yeah, like so glued to the match. What was I going to say?
I watched it twice, not like the second time I had to pause it. Like every spot, I felt like I had to write down. I was like, "Fuck,
yeah,
I can't fucking."
I will
keep
say,
up.
I like the fact that I honestly loved the fact that you could tell watching this match that Eddie Guerrero was the only person with ladder match experience.
Yeah,
and like I feel like it told the fucking story, like that throughout the match. You like watch these motherfuckers essentially look like they were improvising. Like, all right, this is what we're gonna do now. I don't really know what to do next, but we're gonna fucking do this. And I felt like that made the match that much more better for me. Like I just felt like it was cool. It was just it was cool to watch people advance their careers. Like literally.
Poor Charlie Haas was fucking lost at points in this match, man.
He like looked at Shelton told him something, and then he looked at the ladder and looked at him. And he was like, "That one." And he's like, "Yeah." He with it. He had to do this like 3 times. Period. He was like, "Fucking."
So, like collectively, it's a really good match. I will say that like it is impressive that they put on such a good match with there being very little to no experience.
Yeah.
I do think it's like a slight like point of like complaint to where it is a little rough at times. There are some really innovative spots throughout though that like they didn't really, I don't think there was a single like spot that they did involving ladders that really were ever duplicated prior to it, minus the fact that when Eddie shoves Haas to the outside of the ring, like that's like the only spot that's like ever been really been like redone. Which when he falls to the outside of the ring and it cuts back to hard camera, you can hear someone in the crowd go "ow." I had to rewind it because it made me laugh too hard. I was like,
that fall was fucking
it's
bad.
Fucking gnarly.
That fall is like, oh shit, grabs the rope, doesn't really catch him, hits the ground, and you kind of see him just go like,
I
fuck.
think it was one of those spots where he didn't realize how far down of a fall that was and how far out it was, because he was like, oh Jesus, we fucked up.
I was worried about this is gonna hurt. Where'd you go, Casey?
I gave it 3.5. I will say that the Tajiri plancha botch was scary because that motherfucker didn't even. Yeah. He hit the apron like
right on his head. Right on his head.
They recovered well.
Scary as fuck, honestly.
Because Shelton's supposed to sidestep, but like Tajiri still almost fucking hit him because he was off and he was like, Jesus.
He's doing like,
Ethan?
They recovered well from that spot though.
Yeah.
But anyway, as far as
there's
the
a few people
goes,
that can get up from something like that.
As far as the whole match goes, I thought it was really good because you can tell they were all inexperienced, but to me that was the story, and I like that they kept up with it throughout the match. It wasn't just like, oh, it's a ladder match, let's do some stuff, like it was like, okay, Haas and Benjamin are wrestlers, they're not supposed to be in this, and the whole match always came back to, all right, Haas and Benjamin used the ladders, they found a way to use them. Now them climbing them is a whole other story. They sit there and fuck with it too long, and then they get their ass beat. You know what I mean? And then they find a way to hit another spot using the shits, and then they fuck up. Like I remember at one point they were trying to set something up, and then Eddie just fucking monkey flips Benjamin into Haas while Haas is trying to hold the ladder. Just really good. I went 3.5. It might seem low, but I still thought it was fucking great. I love that it didn't just seem like they were doing shit that didn't have nothing to do with trying to win the match. Because some ladder matches that I've rated higher, I admit, are just, all right, let's set this next spot up. Let's set this next spot up. This whole thing flowed extremely well. Whether they were inexperienced in ladder match or not, you can tell they know how to lay a fucking match out. I mean, they kept the story start to finish. They're really good. 3.5.
I think the part that I had a problem with, because I wrote it down, was like if Taz and Cole didn't constantly harp on the fact that they were inexperienced, I think it might have done it, like mentally for me, it might have done better. But like every couple of seconds, it was just like they don't know how to do this, and it was like I fucking can tell.
Driving the point home
they
too hard.
They did really well, but it's like I think them constantly just being like, they're fucking terrible.
By the way,
shut the fuck up.
By the way.
It's just
like
constant harping. I'm like, if you just would have left it alone, it probably would have.
They step on their own feet.
Mm-hmm.
They step over their own feet too much. You know, Vince was in that headset, fucking going at their ass to say the same shit.
You think they hit a fan in the beginning of the match when that ladder fell over?
For sure. That when that ladder fell, had to have, right?
Yeah, that shit was scary.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is a really good match. Go out of your way to see it. It is one of those matches that I'll say, look it up. You don't have to watch this whole pay-per-view.
But that's the banger on this one.
Please don't watch this whole pay-per-view.
We reached the top of the hill. Now we're going to start falling down.
I want Ethan to take this next segment. Let Ethan take this next segment.
Which one is it?
It's the Stone Cold Eric
Redneck
Bischoff.
Heaven.
Okay. Oh, man. So here's the best part of this whole thing. You got Austin and Bischoff up in the skybox. He's feeding him beers. He's feeding him hot dogs. He's feeding him burgers. Feeding him chicken wings. A bloated, distressed, overwhelmed Eric Bischoff says, God, how much more do I have to eat? That right there alone, amazing. But then Austin gets the mic talking about shout out the last match was badass, and he tries to get everyone to coax Bischoff into sipping beer out of the can instead of the cup and all that shit.
So
he's gonna
don't
show
they
it.
also say, like, as it goes into this segment, he says something about, like, oh, we need to get Eddie?
Yeah,
Or
he does
something
say
like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah,
because
they
he's
I
talked
think that's
about
really cool.
he was like, that's
That's
like,
like
he
really
does say
cool
that.
fucking
he was like,
thing.
that match was badass, and he's like, I love them, and then Bischoff's like, why don't you call Eddie? He's like, I've been calling him, but he won't pick up my phone, like any of my phone calls. Like they're like, we should get him on Raw.
That's good shit. When Eric Bischoff takes a sip of the beer, he sips it, he's like, do it again. As he sips it, you hear like a prepubescent kid in the crowd go, "Pussy!" Like,
Pussy.
it was good shit, man. It was good.
Oh,
We had a Chris Jericho backstage interview. He says his chances of walking out as the Intercontinental. Roddy Piper interrupts and Jericho cooks his ass for a minute. They go back and forth. It was something.
Yeah.
It was a doozy.
it happened, and we move on.
Then we get a little like Intercontinental Championship throughout the
Oh,
years, and
This is where I'm
want,
going to get fired up. Just so y'all know.
probably.
Sorry, Casey.
I just want to put this in right now. They're going through the whole thing, and even though he's not with the company anymore, we still get drugged up Jeff fucking Hardy in this segment.
Hell yeah! Ah, Jesus.
Well, Howard Finkel announces the first ever Intercontinental Champion to the ring, and that is the Hall of Famer, Pat Patterson.
Patty boy.
Yeah, JR says something when he comes out, though, that Honky Tonk Man is the best Intercontinental Champion because he held it for 14 months. And King says, JR, he's a drunk.
Hold up. I got a correction. Because you told me this the other day, and I watched it today. That's not what he says.
Oh, is it worse than that?
He says, it's not what he says. He says, you've been hanging out with Steve Austin. You must be drunk. Like right after he said, because he says that Honky Tonk Man is the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time.
That's a ballsy statement for sure.
Honky Tonk Man also rigged all of his giveaways at conventions and had his son win them all.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, he got in trouble for that a while ago.
That's good shit.
Honky Tonk Man's kind of a piece of shit.
Anything to make the $20 on an 8x10, brother.
Worthless fuck.
God. Okay,
So Venus.
We don't get Chief. We don't get Chief Morley anymore because he got
Oh,
fired. We get
man.
back to Val Venus.
Oh, and they show all them horny ladies in the crowd getting a rising out of this shit.
Mid-40s, just like, yeah, my husband don't fuck me no more. Hell yeah.
They zoom
You
in
see their
on
nipples
one.
sticking out of their tank tops and
They
everything.
zoom in on one, and it was like the female equivalent of Vince being like, "It's good shit." She's like, "Yes."
And there's always their like sunburnt fucking tan lines from their sunglasses husband behind them, like
Look at me! Look at me!
You know what's happening.
They're like pointing at her.
So
and they always have on tank tops.
So I'm just
We are in
gonna
North
I'm gonna
Carolina.
run through them really fast, but we've got Lance Storm, Kane, Test, RVD, Goldust, Jericho, Christian, Booker T, and then good old Chief Morley.
Essentially, we got the whole Raw Tag Team division from 2003 thrown into this Battle Royal.
We got Test on double duty tonight
Precisely it.
because that was necessary to have Test on this twice.
Yeah, we just had to have more tests. Getting mad about Stacy's 41 inches.
We just wanted to hear
41 and a half, buddy. 41 and a half.
The North Carolina testicles needed to be heard.
The testicles. Fuck off. I'm sick of this podcast.
Now,
this match, I'm telling y'all.
Now,
don't.
Collectively, we're all just gonna agree with the first thing I wrote on this was, holy shit, King, we get it. You're racist.
Oh, 100%.
Jerry Lawler is so blatantly racist. I cannot wait to get through all these pay-per-views so I don't have to hear it anymore.
I think never mind. Let's
Go
just keep
ahead,
going.
bud. No, go ahead, bud.
No, the booking of this is borderline racist. They've been fucking Booker T. When is he gonna get his damn due, bro? What you
when
can't
he
even give this
becomes
man this?
king.
Oh,
Bro,
for
I
three
was
fucking
fully-
years after he's the hottest actor.
Yeah, he didn't get a title until 05, 06, some
Dude,
shit like that, right?
I'm just gonna go off on this tangent now, right? No hate towards Christian, right? But you can't tell me there's any reasoning behind them not giving Booker his moment this many fucking times. There was no payoff to any of this, so why do it?
The
It's gonna
only
get your heat, brother. Get your heat. Or
the
get
only
your fucking
way
building.
the only way I think it would have made sense, because obviously we know going in like now that like he still doesn't get it for years, but the only way it would have made sense is that you have Booker win it, get screwed over by Christian, he wins it, and then the next pay-per-view you have Booker go over. Because you have like a clear heel going into it. But no, we get fucking blue-balled for like 3.5 years.
Oh yeah,
Very casual.
King somehow managed to say some of the most just profoundly racist shit that I've ever heard in my entire life.
There's just no defending this shit.
No.
It's bad.
What the fuck did he say about his hair?
He said, it
I remember it. He goes, look at his hair. I'm not sure if it's his hair or if a porcupine crawled up onto his head and died. I don't have that written down. It's seared into my brain because I went, how the fuck is he, like, how did he not get fired?
Dude,
like, immediately after this.
There's a point in this where JR starts getting pissed off.
Yeah.
And King starts.
And he just, like, ignores it.
No. There's a point where he does. He
For
ignores him for like a minute. And then King starts to notice JR getting mad. And he starts to specifically notice that JR thinks he's racist. So King says, Christian is The Rock, because that's the only black person that the King knows is the fucking Rock. He says, Christian is one of the Rock's favorite wrestlers. And JR goes, oh my God, The Rock.
Yeah. I remember that.
It is so, it's like funny on the aspect of you're just like, yes, JR, like lose your fucking mind on this. But it's just like, what the fuck, dude? Because he says it like 3 times, and JR is just basically like a second away from being like, I don't give a fuck, shut up. Also, the finish of this is you have the ref get unconscious.
Oh my God.
Booker throws Christian over the top rope. The ref is unconscious. Booker T's music plays. Not like for like a second. It plays for like a solid 30 seconds. It is like Booker T celebrating. Christian attacks him, throws him over, and at that point in time, the ref is like, "Oh, I saw it." Rings the bell. Christian wins, and I'm like, "How the fuck?" Like,
it's crazy.
What did this do for anyone?
Minus everything in this match, because Cortland's brought it up
black
before.
People know that they would never get ahead in life.
Jesus,
that's what it did.
Oh my God, Pat.
So just like taking everything away and just the finish part is something that like Cortland's brought up before, to where it's like we're all aware that this shit's it's a work.
Don't fucking say it.
But like, this right here was so blatantly bad that it's like it takes you so far removed from like any disbelief, where you're like, how the fuck did you not hear "Can You Dig It, Sucker" with the wine and then all this music?
Yeah.
To not be like, what's happening? Like, and then you conveniently wake up 2 seconds later.
So refs wake up.
Yeah, I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, it was like.
To me, this is what makes you lose viewers. Like, and not to harp on the Booker T thing, but dude, they had him in. They put him with Goldust. People fucking loved it. They put him against Triple H. People fucking loved it. They put him in this. He wins. People fucking love it. Oh, let's take it away because someone's going to benefit from this somehow. No, it's not going to benefit. You just want to fuck with Booker T all over again. I'm not even a huge Booker T fan. It's just blatantly fucking obvious. This whole year was fucking with Booker T for no goddamn reason and letting Jerry Lawler say racist shit every goddamn night on the thing.
I might be wrong, but is this isn't this his punishment for like a altercation he got into in the locker room? Like during the invasion time, like they like punished him for like fucking years.
2 years later?
He ended up because didn't he, when he like debuted, didn't he accidentally break? He accidentally broke Stone Cold's hand. And
Yeah,
that's where we got all the really funny segments with him and Kurt when they first started coming over, is because he broke his hand on the table spot. But it's like, if this is that punishment or anything, like nothing, there's not a goddamn thing that he deserved this kind of punishment
for. Maybe. Or maybe I'm thinking somebody else, but like I know that someone has do what?
Booker and Batista got into a brawl a couple years later backstage. Is that what you're thinking of?
And that might be what I'm thinking of. Because whatever Booker T got into some altercation, it like actually caused him to like get his plans changed for them, and they punished the fuck out of him for it.
Yeah, I bet they did. Racist ass motherfuckers.
But Booker T will defend his company.
That's like the other part.
He will
you can have a dude fucking show his dick and fucking force the chick in a goddamn plane, but he's a fucking 16-time world champion.
Oh yeah, exactly.
To Ethan's point,
he's a fucking legend and an epitome of what a man should be. But
to your comment, Ethan, about it, it is really funny that it's like this is pay-per-view after pay-per-view after pay-per-view of this shit. And yet, to this day, the person that lived through that I'm only going to assume is embarrassed to ever rewatch any of this, is like hands down the most aggressive fucking WWE supporter right now.
I don't get it. I don't
makes
get it.
no sense.
I do not get it. You listen to Booker T. First off, anything to do with Booker T or Bully Ray, those opinions are immediately disregarded.
God.
Those motherfuckers are out of their goddamn mind. They're lost in the past. And Booker T I'm like, dude, this company treated you like dog shit, dude. You were great.
Literally.
You know, you were doing fucking phenomenal stuff, and they treated you like dog shit. And now there's another option for people, and you find everything you can do to find something wrong with it. We're jumping off subject here.
Yeah.
But anyway. Moving
forward, we had what did everybody go on that match, just out of curiosity, that battle royal?
I'll go ahead and jump in first. I thought the match was good. Outside of the finish, it was a lot of fun. I did 2 3/4 because I thought it was good until the finish.
Portland.
Damn, I gave it 2 flat.
Casey.
Because I hate the finish so much. But Booker T really fucking wrestled his ass off in this match. And Goldust did too. Shout out Goldust.
Casey.
I gave it 2.5. Because I'm trying to pick the gold out of the dog shit here. But like
Pat.
I gave it 1 3/4.
There it is. I went 2 1/4.
We're all in the same range.
We get Sable and Tori Wilson just talking in the back about baby oil and stuff, and then it shoots to Taz being horny.
We get a tail of the fucking tape for a bikini contest.
A tail of the tape.
And it's not height, weight, reach. No. We get measurements instead. What the fuck?
A lot of time
and Taz says, "Oh, they're pretty similar." Like, fucking why?
So then we get another Stone Cold. I'm not even talking about it. I'm not.
Yeah, I literally just have horny 2003 segment. Tori kisses Sable. Let's move on.
Horny 2003 segment.
Why Taz look like ballet?
I skipped watching it. As soon as I got to the tail of the tape, I skipped past it. I just went straight to the next Stone Cold Eric Bischoff set. I just, God, like this is so. If
they did a fucking video package.
They did.
So just stopping at this point, this is what I'm talking about when it comes to that 6-man tag at the beginning. Why did that get 3 minutes? And we dealt with like all of this dog with the backstage segment, the video fucking package, and this. It got more time than like the first 2 matches combined.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My God. Okay.
So essentially, Sable goes first, and then Tori goes second, and then the crowd's about even pops, and then Tori says she's not done, and then she takes off her top bikini to reveal another thin, smaller one, and then The crowd cheers big. Taz just begs you're the immediate winner. And then she said something along the lines of like, I don't want Sable to be a sore loser. She kisses Sable and then she leaves the ring.
Little. We know the acronym. And we ain't gonna say it.
And next up, we get something that's, I don't know if it's, it's more offensive. More offensive.
That shit look like GTA strippers.
Oh, actually, not next step. I get another segment.
We get a breather.
Ethan, do you want to dive in? Do you want to dive in on these hot pickles in Redneck Heaven?
What happened next?
Eric Bischoff looks loaded, man. He looked fucking loaded, dude. He looked so bloated, like this man was about to fucking explode out of his seat. I literally have Eric Bischoff looks loaded, man. He's gotta puke. He's gotta puke. Jalapenos to jalapeno juice to beer. What a shitty combo. Let's move the fuck on. Jesus Christ.
So
John O'Hare in the back. Fuck.
Oh.
Yes, then we get Vince, Piper, and O'Hare talking about how Vince wants them to destroy Mr. America so he can pull off the mask and once and for all show everyone that it's Hulk Hogan.
This shit just keeps falling further and further.
He told him that he said, Roddy Piper, you have to do it because it takes a cold-blooded calculated bastard to do something like this. And then he said that he'd do it for ruthless aggression or some shit. And like, you're the originator of ruthless aggression.
Yeah.
See you in advance. Like, these things good.
I forgot about Zach Gowen at this time.
I literally have, this is the Zach Gowen era.
We get a...
Are you talking about Tenacious Z?
We get a promo package of the shenanigans that is Mr. America, and
it's not even a promo package. It's a flashback to SmackDown.
Is this flashback?
They put this on the middle of a pay-per-view. Gave it. I mean, they didn't even give it 5 minutes actually, but like the entrances alone are longer than the fucking match. But like, literally the package is just Friday or Thursday night SmackDown, whatever. SmackDown. They're doing Thursday, right?
At this time, I think it's Thursday, and then you get Hulk getting beat down, Mr. America getting beat down by Piper. And
Hulk doesn't exist here.
I fixed it. Piper and O'Hare beating him down, and fucking Zach Gowen hops over the barricade with the American flag and tries to help. And this is when we all find out that he's missing a leg. Because Sean O'Hare ripped it off his pants. I forgot about this. I cannot believe that this really aired.
Yeah.
And then I remembered all the things that happened after this. And then I got sad again.
This is a shit show.
Well, luckily that jumps to SmackDown. We don't do SmackDown.
I know.
So,
although Brock versus Zach Gowen is tempting to cover, but...
all right, I'm going to give you guys a rundown on this fucking match that
Run it.
Sean O'Hare versus America. Fuck. This is so silly even in 2003. Also, we get Zach Gowen at ringside. King. Anyway, Hogan, Mr. America, beats the odds and picks up the win over Piper. He celebrates with Zach Gowen in the ring. I went 1/2 star.
Just a half star?
One singular half.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah, like if you took a pizza and you cut it directly in half, imagine that being a star for this wrestling match. That's what I went.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Same.
My rating is, do I have to?
Did you done this?
You're going, buddy.
Yeah.
Did you write this? Or did you write a lot for this?
No, I didn't.
Okay, I was
fuck.
ready to have like...
This is also...
I didn't even give it a rating. I wrote, this shit is corny as fuck.
This is
There's
also
a moment...
the part where I was like, this is a fucking fever dream of a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Because like everything to this, it's like ladder match is great, and then in between ladder match and the next match, I'm like, this is just an acid dream of nonsense that's happened.
Yeah.
There's a moment where
Why?
Piper's in the corner and Mr. America goes over to the corner and fucking pulls his mask up to bite fucking Piper.
Yeah. Where it's obviously him, and the camera catches it, and then you got commentary being like, "Oh, did you see him?
Did you see him? Did you see him?"
Like, what are you doing? Like, what the fuck?
I just want to remind everyone,
Just remember,
because
grown adults came up with this.
I
grown
don't
adults.
remember if we get it
Grown
on a,
adult.
I don't remember if we get this on a big 4 like later on, but I do want to just make note that this goes on for so long that they do a segment on SmackDown where Mr. America takes a polygraph test.
Oh,
Yes,
And
he
they
does.
flat out-
That's what I
dude,
remember the
I
most.
okay. So just a,
That's why I remember
it's
the
a
most
fucking.
about-
I had to leave. Pat had to go.
This
For
is
you,
a,
Hulk Hogan.
this is a tangent that I didn't want to get
No.
on, but like during this time, I didn't really get to watch Raw a whole lot, so I was pro SmackDown all the fucking way. And I will say, I vividly remember when they were just like, "Is Hulk Hogan your real name?" He's like, "No." They're like, "Are you Hulk Hogan?" "No." And they like asked him like 7 times,
No.
and then the polygraph guy's like, "He's telling the truth." And like Vince McMahon
Yeah.
almost shits his pants. He is like, it is the most ridiculous shit I've ever fucking seen.
And then they make Vince McMahon sit down and take the polygraph, and then it's saying it's bad, dude. It's really bad.
I was like, because
it's
this
like asking him if
happened,
he's a homosexual, and he says no, and then it's like, you're a liar.
Oh,
It's like, dude, it's
I
bad.
had forgotten about this until we saw Mr. America, and I was like, this is it like unlocked a memory I didn't want to have unlocked. But yeah,
Yeah,
thank
no,
Christ
not
we're
good.
doing only we're only doing Raw pay-per-views besides Big 4 going forward for this.
All right, so
I hate
essentially what happens is that Vince McMahon is at Zach Gowan's out there. Piper looks awful, and this looks like a match right out of 1980. There's no offense other than punches. I think there might have been a big boot and a leg drop in there.
It was.
This shows how much they were protecting both of them.
Yeah.
Neither of them should have been in the ring. You know? So the finish is Roddy goes outside, grabs a pipe when the ref is down, hands it to Sean O'Haire, holds Mr. America. Sean O'Haire takes a swing. Of course, he misses. Hits Roddy Piper. Hogan does the leg drop. Vince McMahon tries to come in to save for the pin, but Zach Gowan holds Vince McMahon's legs. And it goes, how long was the time on this? 4
long.
minutes and 50 seconds.
Dude, this shit
Whoa,
felt like
really?
Fucking eternity, dude.
This shit felt like 20 minutes.
Oh,
God,
it felt like an
felt like an
eternity.
eternity.
But once again, you had all that other shit happen before this, so your brain is melted by this point, and like,
Yep.
Bad.
So next up, I want to just spend a little bit of time on this because I just don't understand this Kevin Nash being trying to be a babyface thing, and you're trying to sell it as that, but you're not selling anything to the fans. And here's my point to that, and you're just not helping yourself. The next segment is backstage, and it's Triple H is walking to the ring, and Stephanie McMahon, his ex-wife, gimmick, walks up to him and says, "Be careful," and all that good stuff.
but she literally just
And
goes,
then-
"Hey, Hunter." He's like, "What?" She's like, "Be careful." And then he's just like, "I'm gonna commit murder." Like that's all his
Yeah,
face
and
looks
he-
like, and
he
he
just
just
walks
walks away.
away.
Like it's terrifying.
It doesn't do. I just don't understand how it does you any good to like give me any kind of like anyone showing sympathy for Triple H in this moment. If you want me to believe that Kevin Nash is the good guy in this story, especially when they both walk out right now and the crowd is not behind Kevin Nash. And I think by the 6 elbow drop that he does, people really are not behind Kevin Nash anymore. Does anybody want to take away on how this match gets to its breaking point?
I don't have a lot written down. I'm just gonna give it to you, bud. This is nothing to write home about. It certainly followed at this. ref bump, a pedigree false finish, a sledgehammer spot. It just so happens that the Triple H hit Earl Hebner with the sledgehammer here. Ends in a DQ. Meh.
Yes,
You got
sir.
more
And
written
it
down?
is meh, but the finish of this match is very, very meh, like you said. But going into the next spot, why wasn't this spot just in this
the
fucking match?
Yeah, literally.
That's what
Because-
didn't make any goddamn sense. Is
Would've been
you
awesome.
cut a match with the DQ, and then you have another like 4 minutes almost. Like you have like another like 2 or 3 minutes worth of stuff that happens after this. Just make it
After
a
the
part of the
match.
fucking match, because
Yep,
you get Triple H, who's gotten the shit beat out of him, getting ready to get taken like carried away, and Kevin Nash loses his fucking mind. Mind you, as we just said, he is a fucking babyface apparently at this point. He beats up.
I mean, you could have done a count out and literally just do a table spot as a
Just
count
a
out.
table spot.
Especially
Or
the way the
you
fuck
have it
up
go that
there.
way. He
But-
shoves. They shove Hebner. They do it, and they still calls it because it's like they have to call it, because basically you've got Kevin Nash attacks every referee that's holding up Triple H. He brings Triple H over to the Raw announcers table. He gets into, I will say, fuck Ric Flair, but him chopping Nash twice to just no sell Nash is fucking hilarious. Like he does the first one and the second one, and he looks at him and he's like, "I fucked up, didn't I?" And he gets punched in the head. Kevin Nash gets up on top of the little platform that they're at, shoves another referee. Shawn Michaels comes out to try to be like, "Hey, what the fuck are you
Palms
doing?"
the shit out of him.
Just
Dude,
grabs his head
Paul
like a fucking.
McGrady, bro,
just-
fucking,
He just
my man
stiff
flew into the
arms.
next dimension.
He stiff arms HBK into a fucking like just down 7 feet.
Put him in the dirt.
And then proceeds to do the second worst power bomb of the night to Triple H onto the announcers table.
Yeah,
He-
Killed him. It looked so bad.
Oh,
I have Triple H takes a hideous jackknife through the announce table. He's got to be dead.
yeah. What did JR screams like? He broke his back.
He's like his back is broken, you son of a bitch. Like it's like, but like honestly, like he barely gets Triple H's head upright before he's just eating him into that announcers table. But like, yeah, like I don't understand like why we just couldn't keep that with the match itself and not have like you just call it as like a no, like he's hurt, you throw the X up to like throw it as a work or whatever. But like that could have been a way better finish than like, because like it wasn't even, Hebner didn't even call the bell. He gets hit by the sledgehammer and the bell rings. Like it's immediate. There's not even another ref comes out to be like, "Nah, fuck that." Like he gets hit and it's immediately over, and it's like, just I don't know, like don't fucking have
And
that
that's
in here.
another
Like
thing. It's like, why would you let that be your finish, where the timer bell person can make this decision, yet he can't ring the bell during the Booker T match? You know?
Yep.
Are you
My thing
telling me
about this
that guy's racist view?
My thing about this match was I liked the way it started with Nash charging H when he was coming out. It's just like they had all the parts here to make this to actually be good, truthfully.
And they
just
built the time before they actually got in the ring. They went around the ring for a second after Ric Flair and Shawn had been booted. And it had all the pieces that it could have been good. It's
it just fell the fuck apart.
it literally was like as they got into the ring, it went from like I am hopeful to like this was bad, like almost immediately. But
At first, I was like, okay, fine. You know, Nash is going to work on Triple H for a little bit, and then it's like, okay, let's fucking fall to pieces like a broke down car. This shit just went bad, and then it's like, okay, here's a DQ finish. Let's do a cool ass spot afterwards.
I'm also just confused as to who to blame for both of the jackknife power bombs being so horrendous. Because like the one in the ring that took place was bad, but then the one that took place afterwards was worse. And I'm just like, is it Nash being like just fucking
Reckless
like
as shit.
super rusty and like not being in it for a while? Was like, I was like Triple H is like not helping at all. Like who are we blaming here? But like it. 2 stars. I'm gonna give it 2 because the actual finish of this match was cool. but like that's what I'm giving it. Giving a gentleman's
Star and
2.
3/4, not worth another word.
That's
Pat, what you
exactly
got?
what I did.
Pat, what you got?
I gave it 2 stars. I shouldn't have, but
I want a star and a
horrible.
half.
It was horrible. I was just trying to be generous. It was really bad.
I want a star and a half.
Yeah,
It was
Triple H is falling
so bad.
the whole time was fucking hilarious. But it just got
Yeah, Triple H sounded like Ric Flair.
Yeah, this shit was
It was
awesome.
weird.
And then the
moving-
stiff arm on Michaels.
It was good shit.
All right,
Moving
so
forward,
before we one last thing about this, would you rather watch Triple H and Kevin Nash, or would you rather watch
Corey Wilson,
Scott
Dawn Marie?
Steiner,
I'm watching.
Oh,
Ooh.
Wait, what'd you say, Steiner?
Triple H versus
Yeah,
Kevin
Steiner
Nash or Steiner
no.
and Triple H?
Wait,
Versus Nash. Versus Nash.
Nash?
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. All right,
Yeah.
glad we're all on the same page.
And I would watch either one over the Tori Wilson. Steve Austin is still stuffing Eric Bischoff's tummy, and Bischoff finally fucking pukes. That's how I have it written down.
Mike.
Good.
Mike.
What's up, bud? What's up, bud?
Don Marie, Tori Wilson, Mr. America, Roddy Piper.
Oh, no, that's a good question.
Don Marie and Tori Wilson.
I think it
Don
is
Marie?
Don Marie. Tori
Honestly,
Wilson.
yeah.
I think we found it.
It took us.
Because here's the truth.
Took us
Here's the
so
truth.
many
Podcast
episodes.
ends. The podcast is over. We
No.
can't do it anymore.
Do you want to watch 2 old white men hobble around, one in a mask claiming to be Mr. America?
Dusting out their fucking asses.
There's nothing redeeming about it.
It's over. We have to go home.
Oh, well, but
I'll log on.
Well, we're signing
bad
off for-
joke. I'm not.
Uh,
I was gonna say
moving,
it's not over until Katie Vick sings.
fuck off. Moving into the fucking next segment.
We don't
All
have
right.
Our co-main. We had Jazz, the champion, with Theodore Long, versus Trish Stratus versus Victoria with Steven Richards versus Jacqueline in a fatal 4-way match for the WWE Women's Championship. This was good, man. Casey, how'd you feel about this match? Like, what did you have about it?
I don't remember who said it, but I had to write it down, and it just reminded me of like the Key and Peele skit. Someone said Jacqueline, and it sounded like Jay Quellen, and it just made me laugh. I was like, I don't fucking know. Overall, like it's better than what we just watched, but not by a lot. Like it's
All right,
better
quarter star.
considering. Fuck, I don't remember the full spot, but I just wrote down like Victoria just yeets the ever living shit out of Trish
Oh,
out
dude,
of the ring.
it's the Stratus faction that gets countered and literally dumped her right on her fucking face. That's the worst spot of the
She
whole
just
match, or the whole
fucking-
fucking paper.
She just yeets that motherfucker out of the ring, and I laughed really hard at it.
Landed
like, it was-
right on her face.
Like,
The only thing I wrote down was Jazz saying to Victoria as she picked her up, "Come here, you psycho bitch."
"Give me
I
a
really
psycho
think-
bitch." It's like
That's good
because
shit.
because it like kind of came out like recently. I don't remember, like I don't know what it fully is, but like a lot of the female wrestlers from this time frame were like a part of this thing where they were talking about how Fit Finley was like in charge of training them, and like it was him being like they were really eager to learn how to actually fucking wrestle, and he was like, bet. And like that's why we like when you go back and watch some of these, there are some surprising moments where you're like, holy fuck, that wasn't that bad, like considering.
Yeah.
And like so I kind of like I'm able to enjoy going back to these and watching some and being like, oh fuck, like they actually were like, this is better than I remembered, or it's better than I was anticipating. But like I gave it 2.25. I don't think it was like the worst thing in the fucking, it's definitely not the worst thing on this fucking pay-per-view, but like
Definitely not.
Not when you have Mr. America and fucking Roddy Piper.
But like
Holy
given how
shit.
the match that happened right before it on paper should have been 1,000 times better, like this deserves a hell of a lot more praise. And yes, come here, you psycho bitch is probably one of the funniest things that is just shouted in a ring.
I mean, Jazz in general right here is good
Great.
shit. I'm loving it.
Yeah, dude. She landed a devastating DDT for the finish, and it didn't hurt Trish because she didn't do the pinfall on Trish, but that feud can continue. I do have something written down that King said. Y'all ready for this one?
God damn it.
Oh, God damn it.
I don't know who he said it about, but he said, I would like to invite her over for carpet burn.
Oh my god, dude, what the fuck, man?
What the fuck does that mean?
What? Real shit. If you want to go back and find it, it's all.
I will. I'm gonna do it as soon as we're off this goddamn
You wrote that
podcast.
down. This late into this fucking pay-per-view, you took notes.
Jesus fuck, dude.
Pull it out where it's at, you know what I mean?
I won't lie,
Damn
that
it.
popped me way more than I ever thought what you were about to say.
Because we're scared because given who's in this match, like, what the fuck did King say now? And it's like kind of funny. It's unfortunate that sometimes
Carpet
he
burn.
says,
What? He said some other really
When-
bad shit.
He
I'm gonna
said the
Google it.
puppies got pressed.
yeah,
Oh,
he
also,
said some
yeah.
weird shit.
Also, he said, because JR said something about Jazz's catchphrase, which is like, the bitch is back. And he's like, the bitch is back.
Oh my
and
god!
Then
And then
and she gets punched by somebody, and he says, oh, watch. He said, oh, bitch, watch out. Like, just like that, dude.
Fucking
The urban-
Lord Almighty.
You know, the
I was like,
urban
did he just call Jazz bitch?
the Urban Dictionary definition of carpet burn: a rough burn you get on knees and elbows after having a rampant sex session on all fours.
Oh my god!
Now, no one can say that our podcast isn't educational.
Now, tell me, who did Jerry say that about?
We don't know. He
He
didn't write it
doesn't
down.
know. Cortland doesn't know.
That's
She
what
can
he was
find it out.
I'd like to invite her over.
It does not excuse the atrocities he said on the rest of this pay-per-view, but
No,
god damn it,
No.
it's
not
funny
right,
as
it's
fuck.
trash.
It's only funny because of how fucking absurd and like awful of a human being you are that it has turned into a fucking comedy routine.
Ugh.
Now I have a fucking Instagram account that has a little highlight that just says racist shit King says. Like, that's how far of a fucking joke you are as a human being. That's why it's funny.
Hey,
Carpet burn.
This is a
Carlin.
mess.
Carpet.
I'm gonna run that joke into the ground worse than I did the jeans one.
Hey, Carlin.
You wouldn't have carpet burn if you wore jeans.
You'd have denim burn. Sorry to tell you.
I hate this. I hate
I
this.
hate
I
That's
hate
why
this.
Big Show had to put his jeans on. He had carpet burn.
We have
Our
a
first-
long-ass promo package.
Our first
For the
sponsor is
main
going to be
event.
for knee pads so you don't get carpet burn.
Wait, what did everybody go on that match? The,
I gave it 2 1/4.
I gave it 2.5 stars, bro.
I went 2. Ethan, what'd you go?
2 stars.
Okay, let's move the fuck on. Let's get into this main event because there's a fucking real
There's some-
moment in this.
There's some great shit.
We get a long promo package for the main event, and this is all started because the show was being bullied by Rey Mysterio. And
Yeah,
This
it's not
whole
okay. To put
fucking
this in
feud.
perspective, this is not in the promo package, but it is discussed because of Backlash last week. That the whole thing started is because bumbling, stumbling, fucking Big Show keeps tripping all over the place because
And Ray took advantage of it and made fun of him.
Ray's like,
Yo.
I'm so small, you're so big, it is funny, and then he gets fucking murdered on Backlash.
I'm not gonna make it.
Do y'all ever think about what we are watching?
yeah, every week.
We spend 2 hours a week dissecting this dumbass shit.
That's at least 5 hours a week because we
There's-
watch the goddamn thing.
I like
Look at
pause
me.
this shit when I'm watching it, and I'm just like, "What the fuck is our lives?" And then I,
I
just
have
go
to
back
tune
into
out.
it again.
I have to tune out. I have to fucking do other things.
But
That's
yeah,
why I watch it the
so-
day of. I can't waste the rest of my week on this shit.
So basically,
It's exhausting.
the package starts with Big Show fucking using Rey Mysterio as a Louisville Slugger, and then it just proceeds to being Big Show's like, "I'm gonna bully everyone now," and then Bork Lesnar of all fucking people is like, I don't like bullies.
And he pulls his forklift out.
And he's like,
You're
you're fucking
Yeah,
He's
fine.
not a
ruining the
warehouse
surprise.
worker yet. We don't have warehouse worker Brock yet.
But anyways, it basically is just like, if you want to pick on someone, pick on me. And then Big Show's like, I won't do it unless you put the belt on the line, which makes no fucking sense at all.
This is a middle school storyline.
It's sick.
And then it's like, we'll do you one better. We'll do a fucking stretcher match. And like, it...
He's like, Big Show likes stretchers so much. Why don't we just do a stretchers match?
Oh,
Why would
Stretchers
Brock
match.
agree to any of this?
This is a goddamn mess now, fellas.
I will
This
say,
is a fucking mess.
They're going to get
This is-
stretchered out after
this
they get
is
that
a-
carpet burn.
this... God damn it!
I'm sorry.
I want to say that this match is a match where, on paper, it sounds like a fucking shit show, but when it's actually done, it like does its job surprisingly.
I was
Like-
stunned. I didn't.
Yeah,
I
dude,
have
this match
no
is
memory. I have
I
no,
thought
not a single memory of this pay-per-view finish. And so when it came time for the finish, I was audible. I was sitting up, grabbing the sheets in my bed, like, because I was so fucking overwhelmed by this fucking
So-
3-hour
It's-
fuck
shit.
fest.
this is
Good shit.
once again, given what this match is, it does its goddamn job. It is
You're damn
two
right.
big fucking people trying to incapacitate each other to put them on a stretcher
No.
and push them past the fucking yellow tape that's down by the entrance. And
The
they
finish
beat
line.
the
No,
shit out of each other.
Easy shit.
Hey, stop. Repeat what you just said. These are two big men
Yeah.
trying to put one
Exactly.
another on a stretcher and race to
Yeah.
a yellow line.
Yeah, but when you
Absurd.
watch it though, you go, well, they fucking did that.
Absurd.
It's
But that's the
But he
thing.
wasn't on a
That's not the-
stretcher. He was on a forklift.
Because
That's
he's too
the
big for a
issue.
stretcher.
Fundamentally, that's not the
He's
match.
7 foot.
No,
He's 7 feet tall. He weighs 500 pounds.
didn't he reverse the
Brock Lesnar went
forklift?
over first.
Yes, I want
Big
to.
Show
Okay,
wins.
hold on.
Yeah, I'm crying.
So
right
it's
This match never finished. This is a conspiracy, and Brock Lesnar and Big Show are still in this match
No.
because nobody ever crossed the finish line with a stretcher.
okay. Yeah, he's technically on a backboard. Like he's
It's 18
He's
years
already
later,
over
we still don't have
blackboard.
a fucking winner.
so. You go through this match, you get a couple of spots where it's like, okay, Big Show might fucking win. Brock fucking disappears for a goddamn second. You hear Rey Mysterio's fucking song hit.
Gotta mute. I gotta-
He just leaves.
He
he
just
just
fucking
leaves.
leaves.
No music. Ref's just like,
Yeah, he
Yeah,
just
he
up and disappears. Big Show's in the middle of the ring going, where the fuck did he go? And then you hear, who's that jumping out the sky? And Rey Mysterio gets involved. And it's
Where
like,
did he come
doesn't
from?
jump
He
out
came
the
from
sky
under the
from
ring.
Rock
He
He
comes
literally
from-
came from under the ring.
You know what I love? Ray ate shit when he came out.
Yes.
He came and ate shit.
yes. He gets involved for a second. He's like trying to get his fucking justice for getting fucking damn near murdered a month prior.
Hits a 619 and then gets fucking decapitated for his trouble.
Big Show
No, what
goes,
happened
I
is-
think you forgot who you're dealing with, and fucking just crushes the poor little man.
No, see, Ray came out because he saw a good opportunity to bully Big Show again.
He
He's like,
didn't
"Oh,
fall
yeah."
this time, buddy. Great job, asshole.
So Rey Mysterio gets fucking decapitated, and then
Yeah.
on goddamn cue, there's an explosion out of the stage, and it's fucking warehouse Brock
Yes.
Lesnar
Through
on
the
a
pipes with a
fucking
forklift.
on a forklift that's just driving it really well, mind you. And honestly, if there's anything to
yeah,
take
my
away from
man
this,
fucking.
he crashes through the stage and cuts the hardest fucking right turn straight into
Yeah,
a
it's
left
great.
turn. It is.
I mean,
You've got to watch the fucking
This is
Eddie
hard.
Guerrero ladder match, and you got to just watch when Brock Lesnar comes out the
Because-
forklift because it's really impressive.
Surprise, bitch! Like Jesus
Comes
Christ!
down to the
No.
ring, barrels down to the ring with the forklift, fucking F5s the ever living shit out of Big Show.
It's not even an F5. It's like it's just a fucking.
It's like an
alley
FU.
driver.
He's
That's
like-
driver.
It's like an FU. It's fucking. He's fat as shit at this
Death
point.
Valley.
He just like rolls Big Show onto. He like puts him onto this back brace. He shoves him onto a forklift and then reverses very cleanly across that finish line.
Now here's this. I can't just recommend the end of this match. This match was a goddamn hoot from start.
It was good shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Tell me
On
this,
paper,
you know what the part we're missing? Big Show and Brock it seemed like they're playing a game to see if Big Show can actually land and fit on the stretcher. All those moments where Brock threw Big Show and he just went.
it was almost kind of like Brock really wanted to show off his forklifting skills, and Big Show was like, I don't really want to. And he's like, okay. He's like, I'm going to give you 3 tries. If I can't fit you on this fucking stretcher, I'm getting the forklift.
There was one or two times where I felt like Big Show was trying to make himself actually land on it, and he could not.
Casey, it just dawned on me that the background of the podcast is that motherfucker in the forklift.
You can see right above Cortland and Pat's head, all you see is Big Show's ass. It's great.
Oh my
It's
god.
great.
Dude, I just want y'all to know, it's fate that we're reviewing this match the same week as Cody and Andrade did what they did last night.
It's hell.
This is equal fucking ground of insanity.
Hell.
Just dumb ass shit.
It's just really impressive. Because, like, once again, if you just wrote down on paper, you're like, we're going to have Big Show and Brock. Everyone goes, ugh. You're like, okay, what's the match? You're like, it's going to be a stretcher match. And you're like, what the fuck are we doing here? And if you wrote this down, you'd be like, this is going to be a colossal failure. And it is the second best match on the goddamn card.
Dude, they beat the shit out of each other with those stretcher boards.
Oh my god!
Shit out of each other.
He's just like,
it was a good
match. Shots to
It's
Big
a really
Show,
good match.
Off the fucking bat.
I'll break my rating out first. 3 1/4.
Woo!
Yep.
I see Pat agrees.
Yes. That's where I had it.
It's a good match, man. What more did you want? And were you disappointed? Were you disappointed at the end of this match?
No.
My literal note for this was just match delivered what it was supposed to. I don't have any complaints. Because, like, what else could they have done? What could they have done differently? Nothing.
They could have done worse.
Mind you, at the end of this, which is still just an impressive feat for the forklift, Brock puts it up as high as it can possibly go. So Big Show's like 20 fucking feet in the air, just dangling on this forklift, and he's just like, I fucking won! Like, and gets out, and I thought the forklift was gonna tip.
Would you go?
I gave it 3 1/4.
Yep.
I went. You know what? I'm bumping it. We're going a gentleman's 3 here, fellas.
There we go.
We're going gentleman's 3. I'm fucking exhausted, y'all. This was taxing to say the least.
Yes.
What's the next
We learned a lot
piece of dog shit pay-per-view? Yeah, we learned about carpet burn.
We learned about carpet burn.
No, we learned about carpet burn, and we learned about forklifts.
Forklift Lesnar.
So the next
What's next week, boys?
is Insurrection. So it's so this is weird. So Insurrection is a UK pay-per-view. And then, like,
what year is it?
2003.
2003.
Like a week later is another pay-per-view. It literally goes like in order. It's like Judgment Day, Insurrection, and then the next like week is Bad Blood.
Wait, they do 3 in a row?
So it's like Judgment Day. It's like the following month. I don't know what month we're in right now, like calendar wise, but it literally is like
June,
so it's like
May.
yeah, so it's like June, it's Insurrection, and then literally the following
July.
week, because Insurrection is a UK, it's like an actual UK pay-per-view. They come back and do Bad Blood, so it's just like fucking a lot. There's like zero storytelling this whole time. Like,
is there any stories in Insurrection that we actually have to follow? For this,
we have Triple H and Shawn Michaels in a street fight match.
Yep.
So
you got Christian and Booker T for the Intercontinental Championship.
So I don't know if I said that right. I might have fucked that up. So it's Triple H and Kevin Nash in a street fight match. You have Steiner and Test.
I love these pay-per-views.
So going from let me see, is that on fucking
Like Rebellion, Insurrection, the Worlds Collide. Like
the whole card is Maven versus Christian Eckstein. I don't know.
Wait, what the fuck is this?
Fucking Maven.
Yep.
I'm not.
Yeah, Maven opens up the card.
The Hurricane.
What the fuck is this?
The Hurricane versus Lance Storm.
Oh, the baddie is back, baby.
We get Jazz versus Trish Stratus.
Ah.
We actually do get Christian versus Booker T for the Intercontinental title.
Dude,
guys,
you know who doesn't fucking win?
Guys,
Pat.
There's a match. It's the Dudley Boys and Spike.
I haven't gotten there yet.
Okay.
So it's Christian Booker T. Then it's Kane and Rob Van Dam versus La Resistance. Goldust versus Rico, which I think is going to be a sleeper match.
That right there?
It's probably going to be a
banger, boys.
And then, yes, we get the Dudley Boys, which is Bubba, Devon, and Spike versus Chris Nowitzki, Rodney Mack, and Theodore Goddamn Long.
The White Boy Challenge.
Then we get...
the White Boy Challenge. I forgot I said that in the group the other day.
Are we still recording this podcast?
We are, unfortunately.
This is
fucking
hell.
We get Scott Steiner versus Test with Val Venus as a special guest referee. And then it's Triple H versus Kevin Nash in a street fight match.
Kelvin Nash.
Holy hell. All right, y'all.
Michael John, wrap it up.
I'm going to get us the fuck out of here. Guys, this was one hell of a week. We appreciate y'all sticking with us. For Pat, Cortland, Ethan, and El Gordo, I'm Mike. I broke my fucking microphone tonight. Y'all have a great one. And we'll be back next week to cover this fucking piece of shit.
Look out for carpet burn.